Okay, so today is September 18th, and I want to report in. I went up to Iowa City yesterday with Gary, and we had a lunch at an Indian restaurant. I weighed in this morning at 123.8, which is excellent. My measurements around my legs, one of my goals above my knees was 16. I had been at 18, and I measured in at 16 inches around my knees. I One of my goals was to be able to put both of my hands around my leg above my knee, and I can. Which I think the body has like a human design where you should be able to do certain things, like you should be able to get your hand around your wrist, you should be able to get both hands around your leg above your knee. I'm not sure about the rest, but I think there is like a proportional kind of natural relationship between these features. Features. So extremities. So anyway, and also my arms were 9.5, and they had been 10, so I lost a little there. My waist continues to come in at 29, which is, it's better than 30. It's better than 31, but I'm looking for a 26 there. And my hips were a little over 35, so I think I lost a little around my hips. And also my upper thighs was 19 as opposed to 20, so I lost an inch there. So it's good. And also, the main thing is that when I was walking around today, I was taking some trash out and doing different things in the yard. I didn't have those sandbags around my thighs. Blum, 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 blum. I just had legs, and that's all I wanted. All that flab that just impedes the muscles, not all of it, but a lot of it is gone. And that's a good thing. Another thing is I've been practicing Aikido, and you need to have strong legs with Aikido because you need to, after you roll, you have to be able to stand up very quickly. And I hadn't been able to do that, and I think a lot of it had to do with I've never had strong legs. I mean, never, not never, but after I gained the weight in my thighs, my leg strength is very minimal. So anyway, I needed to strengthen my legs, and it's something I'd said in Aikido class many times. I need to strengthen my legs. It was obvious, and by getting the fat off of my upper thighs, I'm headed in that direction. And then to do more leg work at the gym and keep on the path of getting rid of the extraneous fat, which I don't want and I don't need. Thank you. So I went up to this wonderful buffet for the Indian restaurant up in Iowa City with Gary yesterday, and I had, kind of a normal breakfast. I think I had steel cut oats, probably, maybe a little something different, I'm not sure. I think I had that. And I wasn't real hungry driving up, but it was lunchtime, and I was, by the time we got there, it was an hour plus drive. I was hungry enough, and so we went to this buffet, and it's delicious Indian food, and I'm a vegetarian. They have lots of vegetarian stuff there, so I filled up my plate, and I ordered a mango lassi, and they have free chai. And it was a real tall glass of mango lassi like this, it's really tall. And I sat down and ate, and I didn't have any bread. They had naan, which is a flour bread. They did have what do they call that? A dosa. And I didn't realize it, but the guy at the buffet who was talking to us, it's rice. It's made out of rice, so I could have that. And they look a little bit like, crepes, but it's made out of rice. So I had two little ones of those, and then the fried pakora and all types of different delicious vegetables with, gravy with sauce and a little rice. I took some dal in a little cup. I ended up not eating the dal because it was really thin. I'm not real fan of like thin dal, but I did eat what was on my plate. But I was aware of the flavor, enjoyment, sipping my lassi, but also aware of fullness. And I really only drank about a third of my lassi, and then when I was done with that, I offered it to Gary, and then he had probably another third. And as I finished everything that was on my plate, I realized I was really full. And at a buffet, very often I would have gone up for seconds. You know, it's almost as if it's obligatory to get another plate. You know, it's just part of the process. So we're going to just pig out here. But I was done with that. And then I went up and got a couple little pieces of burfi and some rice pudding. And then a cup of chai with that. And that was so, so good. And it was just perfect, but it wasn't too much. You know, and I sort of had the feeling when I got up to leave that I hadn't really done my part to get our money's worth out of it. You know, I just had like a plate of food, but I did get our money's worth out of it because it wasn't an expensive buffet, you know. And, you know, you sort of lose when you overeat. You don't gain. You get more food, but you get more full and you get overly full. And so this idea of kind of getting your money's worth, you can't take it home and eat it later. That fullness is really what I'm finding is it's there for a reason. You know, we don't exceed the fullness feeling. It's you just eat to the comfort level, just real basic. I've had enough. In fact, Deepak Chopra, who I used to listen to many years ago, used to say that we eat to 2/3 full because the food will expand in the stomach after you ingest it. And, you know, I don't usually do that at a really delicious meal. I eat to fullness, but the main thing is not to eat to discomfort. It's so important. So then what else did we do? We walked around and I went to the library and we walked around and we came home. Oh yeah, I got a Diet Coke when we were at the vet's hospital. That's the main reason we went up to Iowa City. Gary was getting an MRI and I got a Diet Coke. And then I sort of sipped on that the whole way home. And then when I got home, I had a little of the vegetable dish that I brought home from the potluck. And, you know, just kind of ate normally the rest of the night. I forget what I had later. Oh, yeah, I had like a salad with an egg. That's what I had. I had a lettuce salad with a fresh tomato. I boiled 3 hard-boiled eggs, and I had 2 hard-boiled eggs in my salad. I wanted a little something substantial with a skinny girl dressing, light dressing, and lettuce, and it was really good. And it was just perfect to have that little salad for, you know, and the little bit of cooked vegetables earlier. So that was about it. And then I was able to weigh in at, you know, coming in under 124, 123.8, which is really good. And I have an Aikido class tonight. I plan on going to exercise for the extent that I can before class. I have about an hour for everything, including a shower, so probably be about 40 minutes of exercise. You know, do 20 minutes of walking, 10 minutes of Stairmaster. And because Aikido is not really what I consider to be exercise. I've said it before that it's, you need to be fit to do Aikido. The fitness comes other places. You need your fitness for Aikido, but you can do it without it. In fact, you can do it with a big pot belly and, you know, all kinds of stuff, because it's not based on strength. It's based on skill and knowing how to move your body, kind of using your attacker's energy. But it's not a strength thing. But, you know, you get a little exercise doing rolls, and that's about it. Rolls and some walking on with your knees bent and different things like that. But So that's it, and also I realized that I'm going to be going to Santa Fe in October for almost a month, and I was thinking, oh, I'm not going to be able to do my Aikido, and then I realized they probably have a dojo in Santa Fe, so I looked that up, and I'll be able to go to 3 classes. They have beginner classes, which is great. We don't have beginner classes. I'm just like, you know, let off into traffic, but it would be nice to get some. It's called Basics, Fundamentals, and it would be nice to take 3 fundamental classes while I'm down there. So I was really excited about that. I have an email into them to see if, you know, I'm able to be a visitor. Probably, I would imagine I couldn't do that, and see what the cost is. So, but whatever it is, I think I'm going to try to get it into the budget, because you don't want to stop. You don't want to stop your practice because that's when you get stale. But anyway, that's physical fitness, sort of. And also, if I'm down there, I'm going to continue to run. I don't have a gym, but it's nice to be able to go out and run. I can do a lot of running down there because the weather's mild and it's beautiful and it's a good place to run. So, and do stretching, yoga, stuff like that. So that's it. The diet is good. I drank my water this morning. I didn't have any water in the house to speak of, but I did have bottled water. I had like 6 little bottles of water, so I just, uncapped 3 bottles of water and drank down a lot of water. I probably had 38 ounces. And I was glad about that because that's a practice that drinking water in the morning, I think that is kind of a base practice to remember to do that. It also takes off that idea of what am I going to eat because the water fills you up and that thought leaves pretty much, and then you just have breakfast. So, and I had coffee, cream, sugar. So I just wanted to check in. I took some random video. I'm going to continue to, work on iMovie. Yesterday, I didn't really have any progress with the iMovie, even though I wanted to because of my trip to Iowa City. And so that's it. Life is good, and I'm going to upload this, and we'll check in later.